Hey everyone, Doug here. Welcome back to yet another board game channel and yet another episode of Time Stories. Asylum. We're still in 1921, trying to find out what's going to play havoc with the timeline. We don't really have any idea at all yet. So we'll just keep wandering around the place and see what kind of clues we find. Just a reminder, heavy spoilers. This is a super story-based game. Don't watch if you don't want to know what's going to happen. Okay, our time travelers are in the kitchen. How are we going to set them up? Well, we're going to have Marie go over to the gentleman who smiled. He looks at us with a... Yeah, he looked at us with a big smile. We'll see if her flirtiness helps. Right, the second one, the two gentlemen who are ignoring us. We're going to put Felix, our big guy, over there, just in case they gang up on us or something. And I'm also going to have Eugene go there because, well, he has to go with somebody, otherwise we waste a time unit. And that leaves Vasil, our cocaine addict, going over to speak to the two people whispering furtively over in the corner. Maybe his sneakiness will mesh with theirs. We'll see what happens. So we'll just go, we'll go across left to right. So Marie walks up to him and, you again. You're really inseparable. I suppose you come to beg me for another scrap of meat to feed to the cats in the park. Well, that's not a problem, so long as you have... The man leans in and continues in a low voice, 2 doses of nose candy. You can obtain item 12 by either negotiating with the cook, which she should be good at, or giving him two blue tokens, so 2 of our cocaine doses, returning those to the reserve. So I guess maybe we should have sent Vassal there, although I don't know if I want to use up all of his. Because if he ends up losing his 3rd one, well, he's going to take a permanent health hit. We'll decide what to do when we spend a time unit. Felix and Eugene approach these guys. Get out of here, you crazies. Where do you think you are? We're working here. You see, tied to one of the men's belt, a large metal key. So we could do our deftness agility test. To steal the key from him, you need to get at least 2 successes on a single roll. If you do, take item 6. Only 1 agent can attempt to steal, and only 1 attempt can be made. If you fail, the team is immediately dispelled from the kitchen, and you cannot return to this room this run. Place a yellow token on this room on the plan. Okay, if we decide to do that, we're going to do that last. So we don't get ourselves kicked out before we do everything else. And, yes, Vasil approaches these 2. Have you heard the latest? The 2 of them were found doing something shady. Really? No. But where? In the park's kiosk. Can you believe it? A doctor and a nurse. The man suddenly turns to you. What are you doing here? Get back to your quarters. So, snooping. There are shenanigans going on somewhere with the doctor and a nurse, which may or may not be important to what's going on. Okay, so, well, let's see what we can do about acquiring some items here. So first thing we're going to do is set up 4 blank shields on this test, and we're going to have, well, we're going to spend a time unit first of all up there, so we're down to 15. So yeah, Marie is going to try to use her glibness to try to sweet talk the presumably chef and see if we can get an item out of him. Okay, she is going to get to roll 3 dice. We're after 4 successes, and she can turn any one die into a single success if it doesn't work out otherwise. So that, oh, but she got 2 twos. That's 4. So that gets rid of 1, 2, 3, all 4 shields. So we're going to snag item 12. She bats her eyes at him, and he caves and gives us, yep, 2 pieces of meat. 2 good pieces of meat received in the kitchen. You can use that. You can eat them, discard the card, to recover 2 health. So we'll put that in her play area. So that could get us healed a little bit in a pinch. I wonder if it might have any other use later on. Maybe there's something we need to distract with some meat. Alright, so we have successfully cleared that little bit. So we're going to try to steal this key. It's between Felix and Eugene. Eugene has 3 agility as opposed to Felix's 1. So we are definitely going to go with him. And this is a one-shot deal. We need 2 successes. And okay, yes, we got a blank, a skull, and 2 successes. So he very sneakily sidles up, and manages to grab a large key. A large key stolen from a cook. So we'll give that to Eugene. So we had success there. We will move on to another area. There's clearly nothing else to do here, so let's continue our investigations up at the map. Okay, well, let's just continue our clockwise journey and check out the infirmary, see how long it takes us to get there. 2 time units, that's, well, better than 3, so we're down to 13. So we'll check out the infirmary. Okay, the infirmary. We'll get our description. We have 4 possible locations. You cross the main corridor of the asylum, then open a massive door over which a sign reads, Infirmary. Access forbidden to hysterics and agitated patients. I wonder if any of us count. Behind the door, a large room holds a few beds on which patients are lying. At the bedside of one of them, an assistant nurse administers treatment under the attention of Josephine, the nurse you previously met in the day room. Directly in front, well, I guess that's Josephine there. Directly in front of you, an orderly stares at you continuously and smiles widely at you, no doubt an invitation to speak. That would be him there. And finally, on the right, a large armoire filled with medicine of all kinds catches your attention. Okay, I'm just going to think for a moment and decide who to send where. Alright, so I've sent a smile. For me, is always an invitation for Marie to go over, and it's mostly worked out. So, going over to the orderly. Going to have Felix and Vasil go over to talk to the patient. No particular reason, except, well, I want... Oh, you know what? I got that backwards. I wanted... Right, I forgot. Eugene can't be alone, so we're going to send Vasil with Jean over to the cabinet. We'll see what we can find, and yes, Felix is going to have a chat with the patient, or possibly not. See what happens. The assistant nurse, seemingly panicked, speaks to you in a low voice while glancing towards Josephine. I can't talk to you here. If you want to learn more, meet me later in the dormitory. I'll wait for you there. She then quickly returns to her duties, so we're going to take that token. So let me find the gray ones here. Gray, okay, we want... Alright, this token, so we're going to add it to our grid up there to show that we are now in possession of that. So we're going to have to go back to the dormitory now, which this will allow us to look at an extra card. Yeah, so Felix went well. Let's see what Marie encounters with the orderly. Start a conversation with the orderly. If no woman is present on this card, okay, the conversation ends shortly and he tells you nothing of interest. Put the card back on the table. If, however, at least one woman is present, well, that would be Marie, you must turn the card upside down and read the following. Okay. Pierre, that's his name, holds you tightly and tries to pull you into a corner of the room. Oh, the cad. Great, he's a jerk. You'll have to talk quickly to slip his grasp and be able to leave this card. So Marie can't leave this spot until we have finished all of that test. I think other people can move in and help her, but that'll take a couple of time units to get done. Okay, while that's happening, Eugene and Vasile, look, if you own key 24, take item 7. Well, Marie's holding on to the key, so we're going to have to, going to use up a lot of time here, but I pretty much don't expect to succeed the first time through. So we'll, this is all, first run is all about exploring rather than doing, it seems. So we are going to spend, well, we have to spend a time unit because Marie is trapped in that spot. What we're going to do is, for everybody else, well, we'll do hers first, and then, if necessary, on everybody else's use of this time unit, they can join her and assist. So let's get the dice tower there. Oop, let me move over a tiny bit so we can actually see it. She is going to roll 3. Again, she did really well on the last one where she needed to get 4. I'm going to roll her 3 dice. And yeah, she nailed it again. So, boom. The card essentially goes away. He's never going to trouble us again. But now we're going to use one more time unit. Everybody else can just stay put. One more time unit for Marie to move into here. And because she is holding on to key 24, I'm going to get item 7, which is an injection kit. A kit for injections and a vial containing 3 doses of cocaine. Well, Vasile will be happy. Allows a receptacle to recover 3 health. Place 3 blue tokens on this card. Discard 1 to recover 1 health. This cocaine can also be used by Vasile. So he could use that to improve his improve his rolls, because yeah, he can use this up to roll extra dice, and if he can use that instead, That means we can go ahead and use his ability a little more freely. Okay, we've done that. Now, yeah, back to the map. We're going to see what else we can find. But first, I just realized during that same time unit usage that Marie moved to a location, I'm going to have somebody else, let's say Felix, move to this location and see if there's anything to be discovered there. You again. I just ran into Dr. Hyacinth, who reminded me that he had an appointment with a small group today. His office isn't far, and you know the way. Go when you feel like it. Okay, we're going to take item 8. And he did, oh, okay, you've discovered a new location. Place this card on the current plan. We have a location for one of the doctor's offices. Right, it's got this little time agent logo on it, which means even when we reset the game for a new run, this stays with us because we now know this location. So we're going to put that on the map, and we're going to go there anyway and decide where to go next. Okay, so we're just going to put this on top of that part of the map. And we now have, it's called location 8. I guess so there were no spoilers in the deck. I think it probably just says location 8 on there. Now, I don't know if I want to go straight there. Because, well, we now can go back to the dormitory for what is probably going to be more clues. It's also the promenade. Do we want to go there? Well, let's go to the dorm first, because we know that there's something to uncover there. So let's see how long it takes us to get there. Oi, 3, 2, 3. This is a little especially random. I'm not sure how fond I am of rolling this, because if anything, we should be spending less time trying to get there because we know the way. Might be a way to house rule that. But for the time being, we will play it straight, and yeah, we're going to revisit the dorm. Okay, well, the dorm is a little incomplete because we've completely eliminated these cards. We'll just put them off to the side. So it's a bit of a no-brainer as to where everybody's going to start. Everybody is going to be here because we are revealing this card. Let's hurry because I know what will happen to you. The doctor has gone insane. I have this letter that I found as proof, and Josephine isn't much better. No matter what happens, I'd rather know you to be free than dead. There's an entrance to the catacombs. Find it, then flee as quickly as possible. She lowers her head and walks away from you, shocked by what she just did. Alright, we're going to take 2 more items because of her. 5 and 18. 5 and 18. 5 is the mentioned letter. February 12th, 1921. Dear Professor, I've managed to gather the elements indispensable to the success of our project. In order to operate with the greatest discretion, I've identified 5 patients who should allow us to fulfill the conditions required by our plan. The crypt is accessible via the ink blot. Something ending in SK, I think. Desk? Yeah. To be faster, I found a passage which allows us to reach the park from my office. Oh, this is Dr. Hyacinth, whose office we're going to next. Wait for them there to guide them to their destination. The great day is close. Oh, okay, we'll give that to anybody. Okay, Felix isn't holding anything. And, oh, more map. We've discovered a new location. So yes, we can go straight to this catacomb entrance. Location 17. So let's just stick it up on the map, which we'll go look at now, so we decide what our next move is. Okay, so we've added that to our map. That also has a time agent icon, so that is going to stay there even when we restart. So, well, it sounds like going to Dr. Hyacinth's office, somebody, the professor is waiting for us. Yeah, wait for them there and guide them to their destination. And these sound like the bad guys. So I'm thinking we will skip location 8 for now, and maybe actually go to the catacomb entrance and have a poke around while hopefully nobody else is there. How long does it take us to find it? 2. I mean, that's fair. It's a ways off. So we're going to set up location 17, the catacomb. Okay, we put them out, and this is a new kind of icon. Basically, to go to any one space, everybody has to go together. Which means, assuming that we are allowed to freely move between all the cards, it'll take a time unit to explore each one because we can't spread out to begin with. But we'll see what the description for the location is. You move forward tentatively in this narrow passage that seems endless. Suddenly you hear a deep breathing interspersed with light growls. You can't go back. The creatures in the tunnel have spotted you. Uh-oh. Be careful, as this location is special. I have not seen this card yet. This is worrying. Big red. You must move as a group and reveal the cards one by one. Going off on your own is forbidden. If you do not own this token, which we don't, oh boy, you must explore these cards in their natural order, B, C, D, and E. Once the final location, E, is resolved, head to location 16. If you do own that token, you must explore these cards in the following order, E, D, C, and B. Once the final card B is resolved, take item 18. Okay. Well, no matter what, we have to start here. It's not going to cost us any time to reveal the first card, so we might as well see what the heck we... Okay, what the hell is that? That's a... Oh, looks like maybe it used to be a nurse from the outfit, but that is, that's not a human thing. That looks kind of insect-like. Okay. We have definite supernatural elements. We are locked into this place and have to fight. We're going to put down 3 skulls. And we can't even run away because the lock keeps us there. So, yeah, we're going to have to fight. Let's think about this for just a second. Well, we're obviously going to start with Felix because he has 3 fight. Well, let's see. Okay, you got rid of 1. Now, hold on. I need to double check the rule on the counterattack. If we get a counterattack even if we haven't rolled any skulls. Just a second. No, okay, we're all right. Have to double check. question of the riposte needs to be considered. If you rolled at least one skull on the dice and the test still contains at least one skull shield, this causes a riposte. He didn't roll any actual skulls, so we don't get a counterattack from whatever that is. Bad news is, because of his paranoia, he rolled 2 blanks, so we're going to add 2 of these tokens to him. Yeah, that ain't good, because if he gets a 3rd one, he's going to lash out at one of the others. Alright, what we're going to do next, everybody gets an attack during this, spending this time unit. Oh, did I move the time unit? I'll need to check. I'm going to have Vasil go next, because he can boost. He's only got a roll of 1, but if we spend a couple of his cocaine shots, that'll give him 2 more dice. Yeah, 1 for each. So, wow, complete failure. We may start losing receptacles here because we can't run away. All right, so, well, he didn't knock any off, and we're going to have a riposte of 1, 2, 3. 1 from the dice and 1 for each shield. That is enough to get past his defense of 2, so he's going to lose 1 of his health points. Alright, now the others don't have to attack, but this is going, I think we kind of have to try, see if we get lucky. Let's say, let's go with Eugene next. He has slightly better health. So he's only going to roll 1. But he got rid of 1, and he didn't roll a skull, so we don't get a counterattack. That's awesome. Now Marie is going to roll just 1. And nope, she gets a counterattack on her. She is okay though, because she's got 2. 1 for, oh, you know what? I haven't been able to show this the whole time. Yeah, 1 for that and 1 for that, which is only 2, which doesn't get past her defense of 2. So we okay, we managed not to get too horribly hurt this first time. Now we're going to spend another time unit. I'm going to have to go back and check to see if I moved that down or not. And let's go back to Felix. Hopefully he doesn't, hopefully his paranoia doesn't kick in. He's going to roll 3. Just needs a single success, and he got 3 with no blanks. Oof. Okay, so, well, we killed that thing. Whatever that is. Just gonna do that. Now, I have a horrible feeling it's going to be more of this the deeper we go. So I think we are going to just vamoose and move to another location and see if we can squeeze a few more clues out of all the spots before our time runs out. Okay, but before we move, I went back. I'm pretty sure I did not use that. I did not move it down a time unit for the combat we had to do against the thing, whatever it was. So, I think we're only going to get to look at one final location. So we are going to go ahead and go to the doctor's office. I expect that to be a little more clue heavy. So, hold on, over a little, and how long does it take us to get there? 2. Okay, so we only have 2 time units left. So we are going to end this run very shortly. Let's set that location up. Alright, it's a very small location, but it's got a couple of hidden cards, neither of which we can apparently access, as we don't have either of those tokens, although we'll see what happens when we look around. So, location 8. You make your way into the office wing of the asylum, trying many locked doors before finding one whose plaque soberly announces Dr. Hyacinth. You hear the staccato sound of a clumsily used typewriter, and when it pauses after a few seconds, you knock at the door. "Enter," calls out a voice. You enter a vast office filled with objects of all sorts. To your left, that one there, the bookshelf holds numerous medical tomes and other curios. On the wall, a picture of the staff catches your eye. Hard to tell on the little one there, but sitting at his desk, the doctor stares up at you from his typewriter, or looks up at you from his typewriter and stares at you. So, all right, let's just break some people up to have a look. Let's say, sweet talking Marie and maybe nice intimidating Felix to go look at the doctor, because I suspect he's a bad guy. And Eugene and Vasile will go over here and have a look at... Oh, it's just the picture. Oh, there's all kinds of crazy symbols all over the place. Which I think match this clue we've got. Yeah, so does this mean this is person number 5? God, I don't know what any of that means. We clearly need more clues to get a good look at this puzzle. Alright, and let's see what happens when we encounter... Oh, yeah, locked. Greetings, the doctor calls out to you. As I told you yesterday, the moment of your release is upon us. Remember this. Each in their own point of the star. Okay, so there's some horrible ritual going on. He heads to his bookcase, opens a secret passage, then lights a lamp and says, "I'm waiting for you. You can follow him and take this token," which means we'd be able to reveal that card, or beat him up and reveal this. Well, we've only got 2 time units. We're not going to have time to actually beat him up. So let's go ahead and see. So we decide to follow him, which means we take, it's another gray one, we take that token into our possession. Put it there so it's in shot. And then that means we can, yeah, I think we're only locked there if we end up doing the test. So we are going to spend a time unit, leaving us with 1. So we can all, well, I think technically this, in fact, replaces this card. So everybody's going to move together, and you follow the doctor, who lights with his lamp a maze of tunnels, a true labyrinth, until you reach a metallic door that seems to open only from the inside. The rest is in your hands. We're counting on you. Professor Demarteau is waiting for you on the other side. I'll meet up with you shortly. He turns to go back the way he came, closing the door behind himself. Take items 9 and 17. Then your team heads to location 9. That will end it, because that will use our last time unit, and we're going to get yanked back to the future. The doctor's office is now closed. Place a yellow token on the plan to mark it as inaccessible. It won't be an issue, because we won't be able to get back. However, we do get to look at items 9 and 17. happens. So we have, you've discovered a new location. Place this card on the current plan. So location 9 is the park. This will go away. I guess this is the only way we can get into this location is by going through the doctor's office. It doesn't have, it doesn't retain. When we reboot, I'll put it up on the plan anyway. Out of shot there, and oh look, another a pentacle spotted in the corner of the labyrinth. So another one of these clues. So we've got those. So okay, I'm thinking this probably just means that each person here, yeah, is supposed to stand 1, 2, 3. Did say 1 on each point of the stars. So whoever that fella is, he's on number 2. Whoever that lady is, she's on 5. Don't know how that's going to help us at all. Now moving to any location is going to use up at least 1 time unit. Just going to shift slightly there, and that brings us down to 0, which means we're going to reveal our first mission failure card and see what it tells us to do. Okay, here we are. We have not been successful. We have, yeah, mission failed due to losing time units. There's a second one. But yes, we are just on this first one here. So not slightly. Hey, Bob. Yeah, I'll let this slide. Gee, thanks. Because it's your first mission, and apparently a bit of adaptation time is always needed. But for the next run, gang, you need to put in more effort. It's not only your ranks in play here, but also my reputation. Come on, let's get back to it. Don't waste time and use your brain cells. You're still young. Okay. For your next run, keep in mind that your rank will depend directly on your performance. Leave the items stamped with this icon in place, so a couple of the revealed locations we will be able to get to immediately. We'll just be able to bypass a lot of stuff. But reset the other game elements, discarded cards, acquired items, tokens, life points, etc., to their starting places and initial values. Reread cards F and G of the base, which is basically the setup instructions. Follow Laura's instructions and head off on another run. So let me just tidy up the board for a bit of a reset and we'll wrap up. Okay, so we have reset the board except for the 2 bits of the map that we're allowed to leave out. So we can now go directly to the doctor's office if we choose to do so. Although we never did get around to looking at the promenade, and there were other things that we might want to pick up. Just gotta consult some notes to remember what to pick up where. We might need those clues with the pentagrams so we know how to solve all this. Yeah, back at base we just do the last couple, which basically tells you how, reminds you how to set up the board. And tells you that you can choose your receptacles. We can choose completely different receptacles when we go back. I might try the others just for the sake of variety. Or, well, we'll check. I'll think about it. And then we will go in for our second go. And hopefully we'll get a bit further next time. So, we'll see what we can do in the next episode. Thanks very much everybody for watching. Thanks for subscribing to the channel and liking the videos. I appreciate it, and we will see you next time for yet another run at the Asylum scenario of Time Stories. See you then.